All right, welcome back to the Hit List Podcast, the show where Pokemon nostalgia meets today's collecting culture. And we are back here with the captain and Big Mike as we want to go over this past year. We have missed you guys. We have been gone for about a month here, just dealing with the holidays and all this crazy change that we've been going through with Jack taking over some responsibility at the store because he didn't have enough already. Not to mention, finishing up the year, seeing family, just typical holiday season stuff. We're happy to be back, and we got a lot to go over with you guys today.
Good to be back. Let's have a year in review, Mike.
Let's do it.
Yeah, it's been a while. Always good to be back, though. I think we missed like a month.
Almost we did. I mean, once Thanksgiving came, we really had to shut down between, traveling between us, between seeing family, between, spending time at the changes with the shop with you, and just life in general. It's been a whirlwind, but we're glad to be back for sure. Be back to a more regular schedule here so we can bring all the pokey news to y'all.
Yeah, change is always a good thing. I always embrace change, but there has been a lot of it. So that's definitely been a bit of a whirlwind.
Yeah. No, it seems like you guys are doing great down there. Seems like you're settled into a new role, and that's great. But yeah, I don't know how you manage all of it, but you keep it going.
Yeah, I mean, well, the good thing is I enjoy doing it, right? So whenever you enjoy doing it, it always makes it easier. So yeah, no complaints here. Having a blast with it, just learning something new every day, and yeah, keep rolling with the punches. But how about you?
Just going through the holiday season, getting to see some family, getting to spend some time with my friends, making new friends, just, typical holiday activities, make sure I had some of my favorite foods, and, watched a little bit of football. And speaking of football,
Well, I got your before we get to football, we can't bypass that we got the studio setup going on with the new
we
Hit List
do.
podcast signage and everything else. So you've definitely been up to something. It looks great.
Oh, yeah, we got this looking a little bit more official, and I see we've got some new art behind you as well.
Oh, the holiday art. Yeah, the boys switch out the paintings every holiday season. That's actually got to come down now. We're on to what's the next holiday? Valentine's or something?
Valentine's Day, yeah.
Yeah.
And then St. Patrick's.
I'll have to come up with a new painting for Valentine's. I don't think I have one for that yet. Not much of a lover, more of a fighter,
Mm.
Anyways, football.
Yeah. Football. Yeah. As some of our watchers know, because you're in it, I run a fantasy football league with a lot of, Hit List fam, whether it be guests, whether it be friends, whether it be family. And we have our first champion, and big surprise, it's the captain.
People know, Mike. People's champion,
Dominant for most of the year. He put up a good fight against Caitlin. Caitlin almost got him. And
had to make it interesting, I couldn't just steamroll the championship. We had to have a good Super Bowl,
Oh, and we had it. And not to mention, at the bottom of the league was the other two of our, wonderful staff here, me and Kaylin, fighting for the toilet bowl. Not sure how that happened, because Kaylin and I talked a lot of smack at the beginning of the year because we knew so much about football. And then, that did not go well at all.
Well, it's going to be a long, fantastic year for the reigning champ, lording over the two bottom feeders of the Hit List podcast.
Oh my God, it's going to be consistent. I am in the process of ordering and making a trophy that will be traveling around from winner to winner, and you will have your name and the final score of the Super Bowl for our league engraved on it. So every year we'll know that Jack won every single year.
I don't know about that, but yeah, it's a lock. Go ahead, lock it in. You're a betting guy. Just lock me into the championship every year.
When it comes in, we're going to have some kind of random episode, and I'm just going to have to show the trophy to everybody just so we can experience.
I just have it randomly in the background of everywhere I record.
It's just going to be Jack's new background is the trophy itself. But speaking of the year being over, One of the things we want to do today is go over everything that we've seen in the past year, some of our favorite things, just a true highlight reel of this really interesting year that really was, in a lot of ways, kind of an unprecedented year with not so much the quality of what was put out, but the participation by not only, collectors that have been in this field for a long time, but an influx of new people coming in with the Prismatic Evolution to start out the year. It really brought in a massive amount of people. And, we're obviously very grateful for that. And we're starting to finally see, as we said so long ago, that eventually we will start to see more and more product available. And we're starting to slowly. And, you got to be patient with that over time because this manufacturing process is keeping up, but it is starting to catch up. And I don't know if it's less people being still interested. I don't think so. I think we still have a massive amount of people interested in this hobby. And this is the best case outcome, I think, in my opinion. I don't know what you're thinking, Jack, but I definitely think that, since we're able to see a little bit of scaled up and keep the people in the hobby, that was always the goal, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's like we talked about before, right? I mean, Pokemon is the largest IP in the world. They're bigger than Disney, Marvel. I mean, they're not a speedboat. They can't turn 90 degrees on a dime. They're a cruise line ship, right? It takes a long time to turn a cruise line ship around when you see a problem with the industry and what you're trying to produce as far as products go. And a lot of that we've seen with like staggered releases with ETBs and stuff with some of the newer sets. We're seeing it with the Ascended Heroes. They staggered out the releases from January all the way through April already. We don't even get the ETBs till February. So it's definitely Pokemon course correcting itself. It's a little bit of market correction as well. I think there has been a little bit of a dip in interest just because the Evolutions was a big part of it. Because everybody knew that the Moonbryon in the past was such a hype, expensive card, and they knew as soon as Evolutions dropped, we're going to get a Moonbryon 2.0 or whatever. And I think that brought a lot of people back, and then they started seeing other cards that got them interested as well. And then you got Team Rocket drop. And it's just, as far as the whole year, the year as a whole, when you zoom out, had a lot of nostalgic type vibes with the trainers Pokemon, with the Evolutions, we got Mega Charizard X that just dropped. And you know what? Got to go on record here. I guess I was wrong. Because that Charizard's still sitting at like $500 or something, which is ridiculous, guys. Do not spend $500 on that card. You could go pull that card pretty easily. It's a very small set. I've already pulled two. I pulled two in the opening weekend of that set dropping, and then Chewy pulled two last week. So like it's easy to do. It's harder to find the product, I think, is the thing. But even Phantasmal Flames, when we look at it as a sealed product as a whole, it's starting to drop in price as well. Like I think booster boxes are already down to like 190 or something, pretty close to it.
Yeah, that's creeping up on MSRP very quickly.
Yeah. So again,
that's a point that I'm surprised about. Is like you said, I don't want to call it ease of pulling that Charizard because it's not easy, but it is significantly easier than pulling a specific SIR, like you said, from this smaller set. It's
right,
great.
Thank you. Thanks for correcting me there. Yeah, I agree with you. I misspoke there. Apologies.
No, you're fine. It's still hard. It is a great card, but I thought that this would have corrected itself into a more Obsidian Flames Charizard style. But I think that more so than, the availability and difficulty of pull, I think the art was just more resonant to people with this. I think we also have the other point of this isn't just a Charizard, this is a Mega Charizard, that we haven't had Megas for a while. I think that's one of the pieces we kind of missed when predicting that this would have dropped quickly, was that this is a Mega Charizard, not just a Charizard itself. But regardless, I think it's a great art, and I think there was also a lot of extra hype put on this Charizard because of the whole thing with the Japanese text and English text. There was a lot more people talking about this, where we had the text on the English covering up the Charmander's face, which people were a little unhappy about, but that just generated more interest in this as well. So yeah, I think scarcity of product, because I mean, if you remember back when Obsidian Flames was out, it was readily available even into late 2024. You could get it anywhere, no problem. Nobody wanted it except for the ETB promo.
Yeah, and I think some of that too is a byproduct of it just being a different time. This was a precursor, or not a, it was a postcursor, I guess you would say, of Prismatic Evolutions, which kind of brought in that new rally of people into the hobby and space that we didn't have back during Obsidian Flames, when you could easily find ETBs on Walmart shelves every time you went to the store every day of the week. So yeah, I think there's a mixture of things that made this a little different. But yeah, I just had to go on record as saying, "Hey guys, I was wrong." I don't admit that very often. So you better clip that and save it in the back pocket.
Oh, I'm saving it. I got to clip everything, because you've got some ammo with the being the champion. Now you're going to throw that in our faces.
Yeah.
We get to say you're wrong once. I mean, that's a big deal.
That is a big deal. Yeah.
But one of the things I definitely wanted to talk about is a highlight of some of the artists that really stood out to us this year. And, you know, going off of the Charizard, we have this, I don't want to call him new artist, but Don Chow is a little bit unknown to most people. And to get multiple huge hits at the end of the year was really, for the second half of the year, was unexpected but welcome, at least in my mind, with getting that Charizard, with getting the, what was it, the Zekrom, with getting there was one more. What was the other one he got?
Valiant. Iron Valiant and Prismatic.
Yeah. This addition of another artist that is really looked after. Oh, the Gengar. Mega Gengar too.
Yeah.
From Ascended Hero, or not as well. It will be Ascended Heroes, but right now it's the Mega Dreams. Don Chow has been putting in the work, and we are starting to see Don Chow's real art style, because we're starting to see the carryover between the Mega Charizard and the Gengar, and that kind of dark, I almost want to say wispy feel to it, of the lines being almost like the Charizard having the nice flames moving, and the whole motion of the card in the Gengar, like almost sideways as an action shot, is a really cool, different style that I like quite a bit. These aren't some of my favorite Pokemon, but I think the action that goes on in this card is really cool, and to me, is just very different from most of the mainstream artists right now. Apart from, I'd probably say Akira Igawa has the most like action mixing with it, but this is different.
Yeah, I agree. Don Chow's just having a banger year, and I hope to see him keep doing it in 2026. Yeah, if I had to pick an artist for the year of 2025, I think it is Don Chow.
I think it's hard to not be.
It's hard not to, yeah, especially just with, it all started with the Zekrom for me with Black Bolt, with the Lightning Storm and everything, and then yeah, obviously the Mega Charizard, just yeah, was killer. The Charizard hits top 3 for me of the year for sure. If I had my way, every year would be Akira Igawa's year. But, you know, that's this just year, me personally.
This year just, I'm sorry, but was not it for Akira Igawa. I mean, there were some good pieces, but this was not her year.
I don't know. It's hard for me because I'm so biased, but the Mega Latias is a banger card once you get it in your hands in person. And then my favorite card of the entire year, the Team Rockets Moltres. I think that artwork is ridiculous. I agree. I don't know how you can top that.
I think those two are very, very good. They are top 5. Both of them are for me. And we'll dig into our top 5s in a little bit here, but they are definitely both in my top 5 for a good reason. But I just feel like it's honestly, I think I'd go Don Chow 1 and Akira Igawa 2 this year.
Yeah.
And
I wouldn't argue with you on that. I wouldn't at all.
It's just, I think because we had so many big really popular hits at the end of the year that I almost have to give it to Don Chow, like without, I didn't even think about it really, but yeah, I think that we're going to see some more out of Don Chow. I'm hoping we get another big artist to emerge each
So
year.
I got a question for you. Do you
Yeah.
think that part of that is just based on volume of opportunity? Because, like you just said, you went Don Chow without even having to really think about it. Is that just because they happen to be the artist this year that just had the most opportunity with the biggest cards, or is that because not that Don Chow's art isn't amazing, they didn't kill it on these cards, but like it is when you think of the year as a whole, those are the cards that come to mind first.
Right.
And part of that is because they're all the biggest chases in these sets, right?
Yeah, we're talking
Well,
the biggest
outside of
chase in three
Iron
separate
Valiant,
sets.
yeah. But
Uh,
yeah, is that part of it, or is it just?
I I I want to say no because I think that's an opportunity, but I don't think that's the reason. So, I mean, let's be honest. You know how much I love Jerky. I love Jerky with a passion. I think their artwork is incredible. If Jerky were to be given that kind of opportunity with SIRs, would we even be talking about this, or would we just say, "Oh, Jerky had 3 SIRs"? That I think is where this comes in on. Don Chow had to do that. I think if you give one of these truly elite artists the ability to do that, yeah, you set them up for success. But I mean, we're looking at what we were just saying on Akira Yagawa and what they were given. She was given, like you said, the Latias and the Team Rocket's Moltres. Awesome. Great. I think Mega Charizard and Mega Gengar and Zekrom, especially Zekrom, having a year where we're having Ends Pokemon start out the year being such a big thing. I think this is just a different playing field of what people wanted this year, more so than anything else. Anybody who I've talked to who has seen the Mega Latias, if you bring it up, says how great of a card it is, how cool it is, the artwork, the above the city look, all of it. Everybody likes it, but it's not something that comes to the front of mind right now. Um, for me, I I hate to say it this way, but it's almost like we've kind of been accustomed and made used to what Akira Yagawa puts out, and to me, apart from the Moltres, it's just a more Akira Yagawa. I like it. It's cool. I'd put that Mega Halucha in the same boat. Um, it's just kind of the same thing, and
Yeah,
it
you
was
get a little fatigued,
right.
and you kind of just want to taste of something new. You're tired of eating pizza every week, and you want some some chicken, right?
Exactly, and there's nothing wrong with that, because what she does is excellent. I'm never going to say it's not. I just think that we're seeing with Don Chow being new and having this new, very colorful art style. I think it's just very welcome, and I think they absolutely killed it. I'd have to look into what they've done in the past years to see like how this has evolved. But I mean, this is at a very, very high level, so it's well deserved for sure. Um,
Yeah,
I
I
was
agree.
happy. I was very happy for the, Mega Dream and Ascended Heroes to see Jerky be able to finish that Dragapult line.
Yeah.
Uh,
Now I got to go
I
get that
really,
card from Prismatic because I'm gonna need that full line. I
yeah,
wish it came down. It's down to like 80 now, I think.
that's
The
not
Dragon
bad.
Pulp.
No,
Yeah, it's not bad really.
I,
When you consider where it was, when every SIR in that set was like $200, you know.
right, and that took a while to drop, and I
Mm.
think a lot of it was the late game ancillary products that came out where we're starting to see new products coming out in October and November still for a set that had come out a year before. And the way Sam's Club dropped their boxes with limiting two and not putting the whole product out right away really helped with this to help really kill that FOMO for a lot of people. And I'm starting to see a lot of people talk about how a lot of people who grabbed a lot of this product and tried to scalp it are having trouble uh, because of the availability. And
I've seen that too with 151 even now. A lot of
yeah,
scalpers in general are having trouble right now, from what I've seen.
Good.
which, yeah,
That's healing.
maybe maybe get a real job, man. I don't know. That's my number one solution for you scalpers out there. But yeah. I will say this. I don't think we're done either seeing prismatic ancillary products show up. I think in 2026, you're still going to see it pop up here and there on the shelves. They'll have new tins or something come up. Some other collection box, I'm sure. I mean, hell, with Crown Zenith did the same thing for the longest time. We just had Sea and Sky boxes like not even 6 months ago or whatever.
No, I started, that's when I started. So that was in September of 2024 where they started really showing up in Sam's Clubs, and I was able to find those for a while. That's a good point. So we might have, well, in a sense, we kind of did get the Sea and Sky box for prismatic. That's what was dropped at Walmart, or not Walmart, at Sam's Club. And then, like you said, with the mini tins, we also had Costco doing the mini tin thing where you got all the mini tins and then the Cosmos Holo promos with them. I thought that was a really cool product, honestly.
Yeah.
And then even as of recently, we got the brand new product that was available. What was it? Target, pretty much everywhere, was the Umbreon and Espeon full arts.
Yeah, the collection, the figure collection.
Yeah. Do you think we're going, because those full arts, we didn't get any form of full art of the rest of them. Do you think we're going to get some more? Do you think they're going to do all of them? I hope they do, because I like that style of full art. I think it's really cool.
I don't think we'll get all of them, but I could see them doing like a Leafeon Glaceon box, just because they do it in pairs, right? Then they can do another figure with the pair of evolutions. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I'd like to see a couple more products, like put them in like a deck or something, and just like have that be the front card.
The full art Espeon and Umbreon was already released as, I believe, a Chinese exclusive from Prismatic, and that's how we got it in English, was through our figure collection boxes. But they don't have another full art Evolution exclusive product in China or Japan yet, so that's why I kind of lean towards no, we probably won't. But if they were to, I could easily see them doing like a Leafeon Glaceon thing for sure.
Yeah, I could see that. That would be really cool. I like Leafeon quite a bit, so that would be a nice addition just to at least have that. But yeah, I mean, we've talked about what artists we think have really killed it this year, but I think we have to also talk about, this is going to be a hard one. What do we think is each of our set of the year from this year? Because let's be honest, we've talked our way through this, and we've had a problem with every set that's come out. Like, not one we've been like, oh yeah, this was a great set that we really liked. There was always like some kind of, we didn't like this about it, or we didn't like that about it. I think for me, looking back, and this is going to be from an art standpoint only, I think for me, I'm going to have to go with just baseline Mega Evolutions.
I had a feeling you were going to go there. I was thinking about going there. Dude, it really is a great set, especially for a baseline set for a new block.
Yeah.
There's some just really great SIRs. There's great illustration rares. There's good variety. All the artwork has great diversity to it. I think, yeah, I'm with you, man. I'll let you talk about it, but
yeah, I think we had a really good balance of a lot of different things that were happening, whether it be the Riolu promo with the Lucario SIR, where both of them are kind of up in the air, where we have the Bulbasaur line, where it was a connected art that was absolutely beautiful. Hard to not talk about the Gardevoir, that just is, I put that up there very high on art for the year. For me, it doesn't make the top 10 for me, but it's really a special piece that, shows the entire line in the card. I think they did a great job on it. Yeah, I was very, very impressed with a lot that went on in that set, and just solid art style the whole way through. And I'm also going to say, if when I'm talking about art, I kind of had to cut out black and white because that just seems cheating to me because there was so much. But even if I were to include it, I'm not sure I would pick it because of something you have talked about a few times on how a lot of black and white just felt rinse and repeat. Once you started getting so many cards in there, it really just, you start, I think you and I all the time were like, oh, wow, that's good, but it looks like this card. And that kind of just kept going. And
Yeah.
that's where my problem with black and white is, because I know we're going to get some comments. What about black and white? They had all these great cards. Just too much of the same over and over again because there was so much. How do you not? Yeah, we got a lot of features from a lot of artists that probably wouldn't have gotten as many shots, but and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for a lot of lesser artists getting a chance to do these illustration rares and SIRs, but I just feel like it wasn't quite what I wanted, and I think that's why it's not there for me.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's a little bit of overload. And let's be honest, man. There's times you pull an illustration rare from Black Bolt or White Flare, and you're kind of like, okay. And it's not like not every illustration rare you pulled from that set got you hyped to the point where you're like, oh, sick! I can't believe I pulled this. Because if it wasn't that, it was just another Pokeball or Master Ball you're getting, and then you're just kind of like, all right, like they just start to feel like regular reverse hollows, and it just really dilutes the set. So yeah, I feel you there.
I was happy that they brought the Pokeballs into English with this, and I mean that's great. But for me, I'm about over it. I don't need these Pokeball arts or Pokeball reverse hollows to be an every year thing. It's getting to the point where, I mean, we had a different one for Prismatic and that was cool. I actually kind of like those. But, when we went back to, oh, we're just going to do what we did with 151. If we do another one of these, generation sets, which, I mean, let's be honest, we need a Gen 2 one. So anybody from the Pokemon company that's listening, Gen 2 legacy set, let's do it. But let's not do the Pokeball and Master Ball reverse hollows, because especially for people who are trying to do some form of master set on this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it's been overdone at this point. And shocker, we've got Pokeball reverses and Ascended Heroes. Actually, yeah. I don't know if it's confirmed for the English side, but we definitely have it in Mega Dream. There's Fred Ball reverses, Pokeball reverses. They just, now they're just doing it with every type of Pokeball that you can think of.
I thought that was a little odd too. I don't hate it. I have I think it's a Quick Ball Entei that I think is really cool, honestly. But that goes back to the style, and I think that these two things have a lot to do with it. Was the style of Pokeball from Terrestrial Festival / Prismatic Evolutions, and the success of the reverse hollow styles from China that have really picked up, whether it be the gem packs, whether it be the Collect 151. We're starting to see a lot of those products become very popular as well. So why wouldn't they try it and just throw stuff out there? But as a collector, it doesn't mean much to me when I get one. What I want to see is, going from the Chinese side, is the stamped reverses that they had in Gem Pack 2, the EV set. The stamped like corner thing on there looks so good to me. I'd like to see that come over to English again. We had stamped a long time ago, but I want to see some nice actual stamps come back, not just this little set name.
I don't know. I kind of
something cool.
I kind of miss the exclusivity of some of that stuff, and kind of wish they would keep it as a regional thing. It just made that, like, picking up those, other language foreign cards even cooler. I kind of miss that.
I agree with you, but at the same point, we're fighting against a massive IP that's trying to keep themselves relevant and change all the time. So we're going to have a lot of change anyway. I guess for me, I'm just hoping to see some form of I want to call it nostalgia or throwback to what we had before with some of the stamps we had. I just want to see stamps come back. I like stamped cards, and to see them get an exclusive thing like that, I was like, wow, that'd be really nice if we got that. But yeah, I agree with you. It is cool that they are there and we do have them. We need to stop thinking about, different regions Pokemon exclusives as we don't have it. We do. We can get that stuff. We need to just say, okay, well, I have it in Chinese. That's pretty cool. And be accepting of that too, rather than
Yeah, I
just saying,
agree.
oh, well, I want it to be in English.
Right. And I also think it helps people branch out and start collecting in other languages too. Like we talked about a million times over how much better the quality of Japanese is and how people should collect Japanese and English. And I think that those exclusive cards make it easier for people to transition to collecting on both sides of the coin. And I don't know. I think universally it's good, but I also think that I wouldn't mind it some of the stuff staying just exclusive to specific regions.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm glad we never got an English version of the Detective Pikachu on the back of a Growlithe. We never got the English version of the Pikachu eating a cheeseburger. Like, there are some that I just am really happy that they're just a cool event thing that happened in another country, and that's it. So, yeah, I hope that they do that. I just feel like we don't get any. And I think that's where it's frustrating, I guess. Um, yeah, if you think
Yeah,
about it,
that's fair.
we don't. I mean, we had. I'm trying to think. There's one that I know of that was. I think it was a Pokemon Stadium card that was you could only get from New York a long time ago, but they did those for a lot of different cities. That wasn't really a true. Yeah, this is an exclusive thing, but I would like to see a couple come to us. I don't know what they would be, um, but it would just be nice if we got one or two. But I get it. Our demand is very, very high. English commands the highest price in the market, with Japan behind it. But it is, when you're trying to get that many out to make sure that that demand is met, it does get hard to put exclusive stuff out there. So I think that's a weird hope to have for this year, but I it's just something I got to throw out there. If that would be something I would like to see.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. I can get behind
What's
it.
that? What's something you would like to see from this year? Oh wait, we didn't even go into it. What is your favorite set from this year? Are you just going to agree with Mega Evolution and go off of me as well?
I like Mega Evolution. But I mean, obviously, like we said, every set has its faults. But if it was me, it'd be Destined Rivals.
Okay.
I just feel like there's a ton of just really banger artworks in there between the Moltres, the Garchomp, and even Mewtwo. Even Mewtwo's pretty good. It's not the Mewtwo I wanted, but it's still pretty good. Um,
I will say, even with Destined Rivals, even some of the art rares did really, really well
yeah,
from
the
that set.
Houndoom, the Blaziken,
Mhm.
this even the Spidops is really cool. Like it just from a different style perspective on an art card. I really enjoyed that card. That might be my favorite actually illustration from Destined Rivals. But yeah, I think overall for like just the feel of a set and as far as a set feeling like it's complete and whole, I think Destined Rivals did a really good job of that. But yeah, I think if I had to choose one from this year, it would be Destined Rivals.
I think that's fair. Like you said, the between the Moltres and the Mewtwo, which I I don't know what I wanted from the Mewtwo, but I agree. I'm not a huge fan of the Ascended Heroes one either.
Mm-mm.
It's
They just can't
it's
get it
fine.
right, man. I don't know
I
what
don't
it
know
is.
what right. I don't know what right is. I
They
think
got
more of
Crown
some
Zenith.
kind of yeah. I was about to say it's some kind of action shot. Mewtwo is a force to be reckoned with. Why is he just standing there and looking menacingly? Like let
And
him do something.
yeah, and the wide pan angle from the ground up, like just makes him look like a bowling pin, and I just don't love that. It's just I don't know. There's something you'll never unsee, listeners. Now that I've said
Yeah.
it, but
Thanks for that. Yeah,
yeah,
as soon as you said that, I'm like, wow, that looks like a bowling pin animation for whenever you miss the
I
strike.
Yeah, dude. It's just like I don't know what it is. They just couldn't get it right, which is unfortunate. But we'll have more Mewtwo cards in the future, so hopefully they'll finally give it to Akira Igawa who can do it proper.
Yeah, a regular Mewtwo. It doesn't have to be Team Rockets, even though I know you wanted that. But yeah, I think that was a great set overall. Great. I think, in my opinion, one of the things that I think led me away from that, and it's not anybody's fault at all, is that I think the art rares were better than the SIRs in that set overall. Apart
That's
from
a interesting point. Yeah.
apart
I
from
can't disagree.
really one, Moltres.
Yeah, I think the Garchomp was really good. But yeah, you
Yeah,
kind of have like the top three or four, and then you're stuck with like Arvin's Mabosif, and it's like,
yeah,
eh, I don't know. Even
yeah.
Giovanni's Charisma, like, or I don't think it was Charisma. Team
Uh,
Rocket's Giovanni or whatever it
yeah,
was. Like that
yeah,
card was fine because it had the rocket bosses, but it wasn't anything like awesome, you know.
right.
Um,
And I think at first there were a couple that were like kind of popular that looked good enough, like the Nidoking, but what you look back at it and you're like, it's okay. Um, and that's how I felt with a lot of it. Even the Crobat, like I think the Crobat's really cool, but once again, it kind of just goes back to it's okay. The Moltres is incredible. A lot of people think the Mewtwo is incredible. But yeah, when I look back, when I think of cards that I want from Destined Rivals, I'm thinking I want, the I want the Spidops, I want the Houndoom. Even the Misty's Lapras is really cool.
yeah, Misty Psyduck,
Misty Psyduck.
Ethan's Typhlosion,
Ethan's Typhlosion is incredible.
and
That is a
you were Ghidorah. You were kind of down on Ghidorah for a bit, if I remember correct. I had to talk you
yeah,
back off the ledge on that guy.
yeah, but I mean, let's talk about Typhlosion. That card was incredible.
Yeah, it's a
So
banger card. The
yeah,
velocity in that card is insane.
that's what I wanted out of the Mewtwo card from
Agreed.
either chance. We had two chances, and neither of them threw something like that at it.
Yeah.
So that's where that gets on. But I think for me, the most underrated set this year was going to be my next thing to ask you, and I'm going to go with it's incredibly obvious to me that the most underrated set is Journey Together.
Yep. I agree. Yeah,
Why?
I would go there too.
Why in the world did we sleep on this? There are some great cards from that set. Um, and if you're talking playable, I mean, kind of, there's some playable cards in it, but art wise, I'm thrilled with that set and I'm thrilled with the prices. Lily's Clefairy is excellent. There's no way around it. That is an excellent card.
In Zoroark, Copsation, the
Opsation Dom is up there for I'd say probably number 3 for this year for me.
yeah.
I think
You've
Dom
got
did a great.
you've got the Articuno and the Whale
Mhm.
Lord, and you've got even In's Reshiram. Even though
Yeah.
it was a box topper, and you was still just that artwork's insanely good. That was my like number 2 illustration here of the year was In's Reshiram.
How do you feel about the End Zekrom that came out in
I love it. I think it's dope that we got a pairing with the Zekrom and the Reshiram. I'm excited for that. I've got them both in Japanese,
so do
and I'm
I. Yep.
excited to have them both in English. Yeah.
I have them both being sent out to be sequentially graded right now in Japanese.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's dope.
Yeah, I just really like those cards. I think that artist was probably thrilled. They probably knew. Let's be honest, that artist knew that they were going to get another shot at End Zekrom later. But
Boon
for us,
Tujo.
yeah, for us to see that come back and have that getting another chance here to do, essentially a negative picture of what they did before. They killed it. That was an excellent combo.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Extended Heroes in general. I really, this time around, it really does. With the illustration rares, it does feel like Crown Zenith 2.0. Whereas
I
Prismatic
really hope so.
didn't have it with the illustration rares. So I'm really excited and hopeful for Extended Heroes to just be left and right hits every other pack.
What do we got? About 3 weeks for that?
Well, January 30th, we get the 3-pack sticker collections, and then we get the ETBs at the end of February. So, I mean, realistically, unless you want to pay $50 a pack, because the freaking 3-pack collection box stickers or whatever, they're just gonna get scalped, and the supply isn't there versus the demand when you release a product that small with that limited amount of packs compared to like what most people expect in the specialty set. When you get your most volume of packs is going to be the ETBs or the collection boxes, which that's another thing that surprised me. I believe it's the poster collections.
Mm-hmm.
We get like 10 packs in those boxes instead of 5 that we normally get out of poster collection boxes, which those don't come out though until like April. But I think those are the ones that you get the Mega Lucario and Mega Gardevoir promos in, for the Mega Attackers. But yeah, that surprised me that we had I think it's 10 or 11 packs in those collection boxes. So that'll be a good amount of volume there. And again, a lot of this stems from Pokemon course correcting the cruise liner and trying to find a way to keep up with demand while still having supply, which is why they started these staggered releases. But then they've signed a lease with this new printing group, Millennium, or it's not new, actually. They bought the Millennium Printing Group in 2022. But they've got a new facility with 1.27 million square feet that they're opening up in North Carolina. That's supposed to be a go by the end of 2028, should be finalized, finished, and ready for production. So it's still another 2 years out that we're looking at that facility. You're not going to see an overflow of Ascended Heroes because they're printing it in a new facility. No, the new facility won't be here till 2028. So for now, it's going to be more of these staggered releases and things like that. But that is how long it takes for a cruise liner to make a 90-degree turn, though. It takes years. And that's what I've been trying to drive home, is that, yeah, you can be mad all you want about supply not being there for demand, but Pokemon can't snap their fingers and have this change overnight. You've got so many levels of authority you have to go through from the top to the bottom down to make changes just in one supply warehouse. So this is them doing their course correcting, and this is the fruits of their labor is going to be this new printing facility. And then if they don't need it because Pokemon backs off and dies down or whatever may happen, they'll either scale it back and just use that for other products, because Millennium Print Group prints more than just Pokemon. So they could print other products there, or what me and Josh talked about, we could start to see them printing pocket cards, but not for Pokemon, but as its own game, like its own version of Pokemon with 4 or 3 prizes, with its own point system, with the dumbed down version of cards for younger children. They could start printing that on its own, even if they wanted to. There's different avenues and contingency plans I'm sure Pokemon has. They didn't become the biggest IP in the world without contingency plans for when things go sideways. But anyways, that's far down the road. What I'm trying to drive home, though, is just how long it takes for them to make these changes and what we're actually seeing now from these changes.
Right, and we got that statement from them right after Prismatic was released that, hey, we're going to work on this. We are going to improve this, and people to this day are still saying, oh, well, it's still the same. We're starting to see a little increase. They must have did something. They haven't done anything yet. They have chose to put things out, like you're saying, like putting the 3-pack blisters out first and staggering releases, because that's all they can do. It takes a long time to essentially retool your operation. And that's something we've talked about. That's something you've talked about many times. And that was a great point to bring up, that it is going to take until 2028 because they have to build this facility. These machines have to be made. People have to be trained to work on them and make sure that everything is okay and staff the building. And then you have to distribute it. So even once it does start pushing out stuff, we will start to see stuff, but we might see, and in all likelihood, we probably will see some very bad quality control for a little bit. I would not be surprised if we have some really off-center cards, if we have some bad cuts, if we have some low ink problems. That'll be corrected relatively quickly, but when these first batches go out, I would not expect a lot of these cards to be gradable.
Cool pieces for your collection, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I saw somebody got a God pack out of must have been Black Bolt.
I saw that too. You talking about the miscut God pack?
Yeah, all of them were miscut.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool, and they were really happy with it.
Yeah. I made a joke. I commented on that. I saw it on X, and I made a joke about Pokemon trying to reprint e-readers because they were so miscut that the the margins were. Yeah, but yeah, I did see that. That would be that's wild to me. That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's one of those things that we'll look back and be like, oh, that's when this happened, and that's kind of cool to have that as part of your collection too. Um, so one of the other things we talked about, obviously, right here was the most underrated set. What do you think is the most underrated card from 2025? Because I've got two, and one of them I think you're not going to agree with me on, and one of them I think you are.
Do I have to pick just one?
No, you can pick two, three, whatever, just some underrated cards, but I have two
So
that I think are underrated.
my immediate thought went to the Mega Latios from Mega
Yeah.
Evolution because a lot of people don't really care for that card until they see it in person, and then they're like, "Holy crap! Actually, the line work on this is nuts." But I think my pick would be Ledge from Prismatic Evolution by Okagi.
Yeah.
That card is it's freaking wild, man. The warped just chaos of that card is so freaking cool, and it's just man, I love that card. I don't know that I like the dark vibes, dark tones to it, and just the way it just man, I don't know. I think a lot of people forget about that card because it is so focused on the evolutions, but and then you've got the Shinji Kanda Roaring Moon, and a lot of that stuff takes the main stage. But that Lich is really cool.
Yeah, I think a lot of the SIRs from Prismatic got overlooked just because, like you said, they weren't evolutions, and that got lost. And that's okay,
Palatine,
but
the Palaffin's another one from that set that's really cool.
yeah, I completely forgot about that card even existing. Wow. And yeah, I know you loved Sandy Shocks too. That was such a good card.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I think for me, from that set, I think if I'm talking the non-evolution SIR that I like the most, it's probably Ceruledge, like you said, but I think close behind it is kind of tied with Roaring Moon and Raging Bolt. I think both of those were really cool.
Yeah, the Uninori. Yeah, that was a cool card. I've got them. The only ancient, so I don't have. I've got the evolutions from Prismatic that I pulled from that God pack, and then I've got the Roaring Moon and the Raging Bolt because I wanted the set of the ancients from that set because I played with them in my personal like deck list a lot when the ancient and future Pokemon first dropped. So I just kind of wanted them in my collection to commemorate those times. So the only one I don't have is Sandy Shocks.
Well, you can get it pretty cheap.
I could, but I just like refuse. I probably it's gonna bug me if I don't get it because I need to have all the ancients from that set. But yeah, I don't have that one yet. I keep procrastinating and putting it off. But it is funny you mentioned that. So
yeah, I have two that I think are underrated. I think one you're going to disagree with, and I'm going to do that one first because
I might be surprised.
I don't know if it's truly underrated, but the other one definitely is. So my first underrated card has to go to Ethan's Ho-Oh. I don't think that card gets anywhere near the hype it should have. Is it the Ho-Oh SIR I wanted? No. But looking back on it, the sun rays on it, the way that Ho-Oh is just perfectly framed in the card, that card is beautiful. I want it in Japanese really badly. I think that's an awesome card that I would love to have.
It is a great card. I pulled that card for you. I remember.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think Kalen did.
No, I pulled it in a break because I remember you put in the chat specifically. You're like, "Well, I got my chase I wanted for Destined Rivals. I don't have to buy it anymore." I remember you saying that.
That's funny then because I complained to Kalen about it because that card was flat out damaged.
Was it?
There was a big chip missing out of the side from the printing machine when it went down. It picked off a piece of the back.
No.
But no, beautiful card. The other one I have not seen in person, but something about it I think is really cool and really underrated. I think in a couple years, if you have it in your binder and people are flipping through it, they're gonna be like, "Oh, what's that?" It is Rotom EX SIR.
Rotom
Yes. I think
from
that card with all the different types of Rotoms on it.
Phantasmal.
Yes.
Really? I like it. I like that card, but I agree it's super underrated. No one really
No,
talks about
nobody
it.
talks about it. I think it's just a really cool way of showing all the different Rotoms together. I think the colors are awesome on it. And it's just one of those that I remember when I first saw it, I'm like, this is actually kind of cool and nobody's going to talk about it. So that's one of those that I think down the road you have in your binder. People are like, oh man, I didn't even know about that card. That's pretty cool.
What would be sick is if we get like a Mega Rotom and then they do an SIR with Mega Rotom the same way they do
My
Charizard
goodness.
and Gardevoir that has like all the other Rotoms in the back. Like that would be. They kind of did that with the Phantasmal SIR, but like if they did that with like I don't know, I just think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that's definitely for me one of the ones that is absolutely underrated. And yeah, I as I said, like for me, I wish I could say I liked a lot of the Black Bolt, White Flare SIRs more than I do, but I don't. I
I
mean,
like
there's so
the
many.
Zekrom and Reshiram are bangers for me.
I think
The Reshiram
Keldea's,
by Kuwayu, I think is how you say it.
yeah,
Uh, but yeah, you're right. Outside of that, I
I
didn't
think
love the Superior. I
there's
didn't love the Excadrill. I didn't love the Whimsicott. I didn't. In's Plan though. In's Plan is my favorite trainer SIR of the year by Rin. That card is awesome. I don't know what it is. We had some great ones like Ethan's Adventure and stuff, but the like blurry Ferris wheel in the background with In just looking up, like I think that is one of the best done SIR trainer cards I've seen in a long time since maybe Kieran from Twilight.
I was gonna say I'd put N's Plan SIR as one of the best trainer alt art, anything you want to call it, ever.
Yeah.
It is so good. I think Kieran's up there with one of the best trainers ever as well. But my goodness, is that N's Plan something special, especially in Japanese? Oh my goodness.
Yeah. That card is really cool, and it's not crazy expensive either. It's like $60 right now. So any of you guys who don't have that card, I recommend just biting the bullet and picking it up now while you can because it really is just one of those cards you want in your collection because it's iconic, man. You've got In with the Ferris wheel from the game, and like I don't know. I just think that I don't know. It's hard to beat for me.
Yeah, I think for me, if I'm not going to pick N's Plan as my favorite trainer of the year, mine would have to be Kieran from Prismatic.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good one
either that,
too with the Sunset. Why the
yeah,
Sunset trainer cards? Didn't we talk about this?
we did. It it's definitely a theme of using the sun rays, whether it be sunsets or anything else. Like even the light kind
Lily.
of Lily is. I'm not a big fan of that one, honestly. I think it's almost too washed out with the color. Um, but yeah, Dawn wasn't a sunset, but was a beautiful card using a lot of nature in there.
Yeah,
Um,
Carmine.
Carmine.
Not that's not from this year, but you know what I mean. It's
No,
got
but
like that sunset.
Janine's Secret Art from Prismatic was
The foot
also a
card.
really
You're
nice. What'd you say?
the foot card. The feet finish card.
Foot fetish card. I never thought about it like that. My goodness.
Sure you
Oh,
didn't, Mike.
somebody's somebody's got to ruin every single trainer card out there.
No, it's just me. I just have. Listen, if you want me to spin a card in a way that you won't like it anymore, I've got it for you. I'll find a way. Trust me. I will find a way to convince you as to why you should hate a card that I hate. I'm very good at that.
Man, all we really need is you to start showing us all your Mr. Mime collection. You can tell us why you hate each one of
I
those
have a Mr.
individually.
Mime collection. I've got a Mr. Mime dungeon
Dungeon. Oh, is it under lock and key
where
with a
where I keep them all that you guys flood me with.
yeah, I mean it's one of those like all his cards in his house are in a fireproof safe, and then that one's in just a shoebox that's
Yeah.
sitting right next to the bathtub. Just
And there's like a sign that says Pokemon cards here. Please don't steal or burn or take. And like it's just like very blatantly like projects that it's something valuable so that if anybody does try and snipe my stuff, they go for that box first.
typical Mr. Mimery.
I'm always one step ahead, I'm telling you.
So is Mr. Mime. He's waiting for you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But
His
yeah,
little minions.
I think overall we had a good year. I think starting out with Prismatic was a lot, and I think that's part of what led into Journey not being given the love it needed. Also because we knew that, you know, with the Japanese set being called uh, the Glory of Team Rocket right after that, people immediately were like, "Oh well, we're just dilly dallying here with this Journey, and we're mostly going to buy Prismatic until Glory comes out." I even remember you saying that you're saving your money to go big on what
Yeah.
was it for us, Destined Rivals. You're like, I'm just kind of waiting for that, and I think that happened with a lot of people. Following that up with Black Bolt and White Flare right after Destined Rivals, as we've talked about, caused a bit of a shortage problem in both products, mainly Destined, which led to the $500 Mewtwo. And following that up, we had Mega Evolutions right after, which, you know, I picked that as my top set of the year art wise for a reason. And it also kind of ended up having that journey effect where people are like, oh, this kind of base set, I don't really want it. And I know I have a Charizard set coming out next. Which obviously Phantasmal Flames has been the big kicker right now, finishing out the year for us. Apart from, we're going to count Mega Dream here because we do have quite a bit of Japanese collectors that listen to us, and we're going to include that here. And I think art wise, I think that set did very, very well as well. So overall, not bad. I think we had some hiccups. I hope to see those hiccups fixed. I think Ascended Heroes is going to be a rough go. I think everybody needs to prep yourself for that, especially with it being, as Jack said, we're getting these 3-pack blisters right away. Let's not rush into this. I'm already starting to see the prices of getting Mega Dream become more reasonable.
Yeah, they're down. Aren't they down to like, I think like $80 now a box?
Yeah.
And then I think ETB's pre-order right now for Ascended Heroes are like 150. Okay. I don't know that I would recommend pre-ordering Ascended Heroes just yet, because to Mike's point, when those 3-pack blisters dropping beforehand, we don't know how that's going to impact the market as soon as these singles start hitting the shelves. But yeah, I think you're right, man. Still bunker down. Get ready for a bit of a rough wave here to start the year, because right after this, we've got 30th anniversary, and Pokemon's making an announcement in February about their plans for the upcoming year and the 30th anniversary, along with what I'm assuming is going to be Gen 10, Winds and Waves, which will be coming here fairly quickly, either this year, late this year, or next year, early next year. So, yeah, batten down the hatches.
Yeah, we'll be
order from the captain.
Yep, we'll be right on the information as soon as that comes out in February. We'll cover it. We'll give our opinions. Probably get all three of us in here to do that. Just there's going to be a lot of information. We're probably going to. I want to work toward getting some more live stream up there to answer questions live. I can do it myself now, but to have multiple on is a bit of a process. So bear with us here. We'll figure it out. But we want to be able to answer your guys' questions. So, you know, I definitely want to see what everybody's biggest. Let's ask 2 questions this time. You can answer either in the comments. What was your favorite set of 2025? And if you want to include your favorite card from that set, feel free to do so. But I also want to hear from people, what's the one thing you'd like to see improved from the Pokemon Company in 2026 as we go into this? Whether it be distribution, whether it be variety, whether it be you want something completely new. I really want to hear your opinions here. Well, guys, to say that was a year would be a little bit understating it, but as we've talked about today, we had a lot of ups, we had a lot of downs, but I think everybody can take something from this year that they really liked, and I think that needs to be the focus, especially as we go in here to 2026 and the slate that we have coming, because we have a lot. As we just talked about, we have 30th anniversary. We have this Ascended Heroes that's going to be another premium set dropping in English, and I believe, as we had just mentioned, we have a very likely possibility based on the schedule of Gen 10 coming out, which, I mean, it's Gen 10. I'm sure we're going to have they're really going to put a lot of effort into this, and I think it's going to be really hyped, and I'm excited for that. I don't know about you, Jack.
It's going to be a great year, and all I know is I look forward to sharing it with all you guys. So we'll catch you on the next one.